Hi, I'm Margaret Biggs, and I'm here to talk to you about my fine art. I'm an oil painter and a poet. I provide both original oil paintings and fine art giclée prints, which are museum quality in limited editions. So I'd like to start with a piece that I've named Beach Debris. All of my images are inspired by the sea and her shores. So whether it's a seashell, one of thousands I've found since I was a young girl, or a section of the sand, or of the water, or the trees on the sound, that is my inspiration. That is where I find my peace and my God. And it's this peace that I try to communicate to the viewer. So I am from Pensacola, Florida. I live in Gulf Breeze, but I was gone for many, many years and have recently returned home. So my focus has gone from not only the beaches of the Midwest and some California, but completely to the Gulf South. And I will start here with this piece, which I've named Beach Debris. I, of course, like many of us, am very, very concerned about the oil in the Gulf and what it has done or might do to our beaches. But I choose to focus on the beauty of our shores, to continue to focus on it. Like some artists are, you know, adding the oil that might come up on our beaches. There's art contests that are coming up that are asking us to do depictions of the Gulf, of what we fear, or our beaches, of what we fear might happen to them. But I believe the best thing we can do is to focus on how we want our beaches to remain, and that is the beauty of the beaches, which thankfully Pensacola Beach has been spared, very much so up to this point. So this is called Beach Debris because BP was asking volunteers and workers to pick up all the beach debris off the beaches because it's easier to clean the sand when there's nothing on it. And I thought to myself, well, fine with the trash and the cigarette butts, but please don't pick up the shells and the seaweed, which they were doing. So I chose to paint this broken Florida fighting conch with the seaweed that comes from our Gulf, and to honor it. And I'm asking the viewer to look closely at what is so often in our realm of vision and yet we fail to see. And I just wanted to turn this to show you very often with my shell paintings, I paint them so you can hang them both vertically and horizontally. And so this is the vertical way in which it can be hung, and this is the horizontal. My paintings often inspire me to write poetry, and sometimes my poetry inspires me to paint. It's a kind of back and forth thing. And as I mentioned to you, I've been a collector of seashells for a very, very long time, and I like the broken ones, I like the whole ones. But also, it is in nature, particularly the seashore, where I find my peace, and I find my God. And so I wrote this poem called Each Shell, and it goes like this. Each shell I found I cherished, each shell delights the eye that will concern itself with God's own gifts that lie. In every darkened corner, behind every embittered heart, choose only to look past the pain and in God's great gifts take part. Currently, I am showing at Art Praha Gallery in downtown Pensacola. Is just south of the Sanger Theater on Palafox. as well as Gulf Island Gallery, which is located next to the Cosmos restaurant on Canal in Orange Beach, as well as the Pensacola Museum of Art. They have a show up which includes 2 of my pieces, and that will be up until August 14th. I've started helping with the fundraisers for relief for the victims of the oil spill and for the organizations that are actively involved in cleaning our Gulf and preventing further disasters. I recently participated at Paradise on the Beach for Gigs for the Gulf, and we'll have others coming up. It's music and art, and a portion of the proceeds goes to relief. And then soon the Clean Coast Music and Art Festival will be held in Destin at Harbor Walk, I believe it's called, in Destin, and that is August 22nd, which is a Sunday. All of those pieces will be, I'm working on a number of new pieces, which, like I said before, all focus on basically the North Gulf Coast, so from Apalachicola to Alabama. So from here we will go to some larger images of my work, and I'll tell you about each one. This one is called a broken pear shell. The top is a little bit cut off, but it is painted, like many of my seashells, to be hung both vertically and horizontally. It is available through Gulf Island Gallery in Orange Beach. And then the next one, I believe, is St. Joe Bay. This piece is one of what I call my holistic pieces, similar to Monet's Water Lilies, Monet treated the entire canvas the same. He didn't focus on one thing, such as a bouquet of flowers or a single seashell. He treated the whole canvas with equal amount of attention, and that's what I do with what I call my holistic pieces. Some are just sections of the beach, some are the beach and the water, some are simply the water. This is entitled St. Joe Bay, for the bay just east of Pensacola, 100 or so miles. We were in a boat in about 5 feet of water, and you could see through the front of the wave to the sandy bottom. That's the khaki color. And then the back of the wave was reflecting the blue sky. So if you can see the choppiness of the waves, that one's called St. Joe Bay. And that one is available at Art Praha Gallery here on Palafox in Pensacola. This one's called Yellow Pines. The entire north coast of Florida and into Alabama and Louisiana has these beautiful yellow pines, as well as live oak trees that were used in the 19th century to build ships, and earlier. The oak was very, very heavy wood, which was good for the hulls, and then the straight trunks of the pines were used for the masts. This is actually Naval Live Oaks on the Sound in Pensacola. That's a Bob Sykes Bridge to the left. And this is available through Gulf Island Gallery in Orange Beach. All of this information you can find on my website, which is www.margaretbiggs.com. This is called Beach Gatherings. I went on vacation in Southern California and was fascinated by not only the shells there, but the rocks and the driftwood that can be found. So this is a collection of gatherings, beach gatherings I call it, that I found in California. And this is available at Gulf Island Gallery in Orange Beach. This one is called Bayside. This has been sold. A number of doctors have collected my work because they find it so peaceful. It is owned by an internist in Chicago. And I was standing in ankle-deep water on Pensacola Bay, and so you can see the sandy bottom, and then it goes up into the reflections of the midday sky. This is available in a fine art giclée print. Unlike many giclées, the term is used far too loosely. I do have the highest quality printed out of Atlanta and Chicago, and it is available in both a paper and a canvas print. The paper print is an 18 by 24 inch, and it's available for $165. This will not fade. It is museum quality. Thank you, and we'll be right back. Hi, it's Margaret Biggs again, talking to you about my fine art. To my right is a piece I recently finished called Footsteps in the Sand. The quartz sand here in the panhandle of Florida is as fine as it comes. It's like sugar for those of you that are not familiar with it. And this was winter light, and winter light I find fascinating because the sun is so low on the horizon that it creates these really long shadows, and the light was not quite as bright that day, though as you can see there was sunlight. And so I find it absolutely mesmerizing. I think it's just so incredibly beautiful, and we so often fail to see what is really right in front of us, and the beauty, the natural beauty that is there. This is a 27 by 27 by 54 inch piece. This will be presented at the Clean Coast Art and Music Festival in Destin at Harbor Walk Village on August 22nd, which is a fundraiser. Once again, a portion of all the proceeds will go to relief for the Gulf oil spill. And that's what this fundraiser is about. From here we will go on to a few more of my slides of my other images, which are available both as originals and many of them as fine art giclée prints. This is called Knobbed Whelk Suspended. This is a Florida seashell as well, though I did find it on the Atlantic coast. It also was painted to be hung vertically and horizontally, and it is also owned by a doctor in the Chicago area. However, I did have it professionally photographed to be provided as a fine art giclée print. It is available in both paper and canvas. The paper is an 8 by 16 inch and is available for $75. You can find these through my website, and also if you would like to friend me on Facebook, Margaret Biggs Fine Art. I often put up paintings right as they're finished, so even before they're professionally photographed. So for example, footprints in the sand and beach debris are not even on my website yet. But it's kind of a fun way to see what I'm up to. This image is called Storm Break. I was walking on the Gulf one day in the winter, and the storm began to break right at sunset, and I was fascinated by the way it seemed the clouds seemed to be lifting away from the horizon. I found it just absolutely spectacular. Oh, excuse me, that last painting is at Gulf Island Gallery in Orange Beach, as well as this one, and this is called Live Oaks. Once again, the live oaks along the Sound are just, as we all know, in the Deep South, very beautiful trees, very hardwood. This is a favorite place of mine on the Sound in Pensacola. And the stylization that I use, I have to admit, is I am influenced by the Canadian artist Emily Carr, who was mid-19th century Canadian icon, really. This one's called Olive Shell. This is available in a giclée print as well. It is about an 8 by 14 inch, I believe. I don't quite have that right, but it is museum quality. It will not fade for over 80 years. And it's available for $75. You can purchase this through my website. This one's called the King's Crown. Many of you have seen both the olive shell, which was just pictured, and the King's Crown. These are very common through this area. Of course, this is an unusually beautiful specimen, but I spent a lot of time cleaning the algae off and such. As you can see, the apex looks like a King's Crown. This is a 30 by 30 inch painting, which is available at Gulf Island Gallery in Orange Beach, and it is also available as a fine art giclée print on paper for $75. This one's called Infinity Seaweed. This is at Art Praha Gallery in Pensacola, just south of the Sanger Theater. It's called Infinity Seaweed because of the infinity symbol, which you can see is a very loose 8. Is a symbol of infinity. It was painted to be hung both horizontally and vertically, and this was chosen to be in the Best of American Oil Painters book, coffee table book, which is available online. I was very pleased that this wonderful publication sought me out and found me, and printed 3 of my paintings in their publication, and also put Bayside, which was pictured earlier, on the back cover. Once again, this is a 24 by 48 inch original painting at Art Praha Gallery in Pensacola. This one's called White Shell on Blue. It was one of the wonderful, what I call faded beauties. And it is a 20 by 20 inch original at Gulf Island Gallery in Orange Beach. This one is called On the Bay. The bay, the water surfaces, it's really quite fascinating because the same body of water has such a, hundreds of different moods, and the colors change depending upon the level of light and the time of day and the time of year. So yes, I stylize, but really not much. I mean, most artists bump up color and stylize a bit, but this is there. It's clean, clear, beautiful water, but because of the light and the time of the day, and it was very calm, it took on this surrealistic quality. This is a larger piece that's available at Art Praha Gallery in Pensacola. Now this one's called Rocky Shore. This is from when I lived in the Chicago area. We would often vacation in Door County, Wisconsin, and there's a wonderful beach off of Door County called Schoolhouse Beach, and the whole beach is rocks, just white rocks actually, but I can't seem to keep the color out of my brush. This one I also wrote a poem for called When Once Upon a Rocky Shore. As I mentioned to you earlier, this is where I find my God or my peace. And of course, the peacefulness is about calming your mind. And I find when I'm on the beach, my mind just goes completely to my surroundings and I think of nothing else. And the poem goes like this. When once upon a rocky shore I walked and gazed and sat before, near no high mountains or endless sea, just the many rocks and me, to contemplate and listen to the waves wash up and cleanse anew, the many rocks upon the shore, a peaceful sound, the lake no more. So not only was I honoring the peace that I find, but also the beauty that can be found in our less magnificent surroundings. We're going to take a break. Hi, this is a giclée print of the last painting I showed you called Rocky Shore. There's 2 or 3 others of the Schoolhouse Beach series. This comes with a certificate of authenticity, is museum quality, it will not fade, the highest quality of prints you can buy, and it's sold for $100. This painting here is called Soundside, and as I mentioned to you about the painting on the bay, same body of water, it just changes its color. This one is actually just available to me through me right now, all the ones that you're seeing, and will be at the Clean Coast Art and Music Festival in Destin on August 22nd. If we go on back to our images, please. This one, once again, is Soundside, and will be at the Clean Coast Art and Music Festival. This piece is called Blair Shell, from my cousin Blair, lent it to me. This is a 20 by 20 inch, available at Gulf Island Gallery in Orange Beach. This one's called Shell Abstraction. This is available through the Pensacola Museum of Art until August 14th. It is a 24 by 48, once again a broken seashell, suitable to be hung both vertically and horizontally. The next one, this one is called Water's Calm, and this is a larger piece. I believe it's a 48 by 60 or close, if not. And this is also available at the Pensacola Museum of Art through August 14th. This one's called Schoolhouse Beach. The first one in the series I did from the Door County, Wisconsin beach, and this is available in both paper and canvas print through my website, museum quality, and it goes for $85. It's about it. What is the size of that one? 11 by 14. This one's called Walk With Me. This is from the Naval Live Oaks here in Gulf Breeze. You see the oak trees and pine trees that are indigenous to the area, as well as the seaweed. We used to go crabbing in the seaweed here, and it is available through Art Praha Gallery in Pensacola. I believe that's it, folks. I hope you've enjoyed my presentation. Please visit me on my website and join me on Facebook, Margaret Biggs Fine Art. I look forward to hearing from you. Have a great day.